Hello, and welcome to the Little Dipper Sleep Channel. So glad you're here today, where we're going to be talking about common pitfalls in toddler clocks. So, lots of people buy these toddler clocks and they don't work, and they think it's the clock. It's probably not the clock, it's probably the execution. So, if you are wondering what a toddler clock is or how to implement it successfully, you're going to want to check out the video linked below on what a toddler clock is and how to use it. Here, we're going to talk about common pitfalls in toddler clock usage so that you can make that toddler clock work perfectly for your little one. I'm Liz. I'm with Little Dipper Sleep, where we have been helping families get stellar sleep the low stress way for over a decade. And we are so happy that you have joined us so we can help you and your family get the stellar sleep you need to thrive. All right, let's jump into it. What are those common toddler clock pitfalls? So if you do have a toddler clock already and it's not working for you, chances are that one of the following issues is sabotaging your efforts. So the first issue is inconsistent use. And this is the most common thing that I see. So if sometimes you're following those toddler clock rules and sometimes you don't, your kid's going to be confused and they're not going to learn. So when you're first introducing the clock, you might have a night or two of pushback from your kid, like, I don't care if the light is red. I'm not tired. I go watch Paw Patrol now. So if you have to deal with sorry, that was a really not convincing 2 or 3-year-old there. But anyways, so you may have to deal with a tantrum or two as they are adjusting and they are learning. But be consistent, hold that line. You can give them love and support, but help them understand that when the clock is red, they stay in bed. And that's just the end of story. It's not you imposing your will on them, it's the clock. So sometimes this is going to happen out of the blue after a stint of success, too. But either way, whether it happens on night 1 or night 5 or night 20, you got to hold the line firmly and calmly because that's going to be the key to this toddler clock working for you long term. And if the house rules are that you stay in your room with the lights off until the lights turn green, then come hell or high water, you got to hold that line too. But if you only use the clock a few days a week, or sometimes you enforce the rules, sometimes you don't, it's not going to work. It's just a waste of your time. Another really big issue that we see that leads to the toddler clocks just flat out not working is when parents have unrealistic expectations. So if you want your toddler or preschooler to sleep until 7 or 8 a.m. and their natural wake up time is 6, it's just not reasonable to think that they can spend an hour by themselves alone in the morning before they connect with you. When they've been asleep all night, yeah, like maybe 15, 20 minutes by themselves as they wake up and they look around and see their toys, that's great. But kiddos need connection in the morning. And so if their natural wake up time is 6 or 6:30, or in some cases, maybe it's 5:45, don't try to stretch them past what they can comfortably do because it's just going to backfire. And it's just going to make them feel like they're not good sleepers. And we really want to avoid that. We want our kids to feel like confident, capable sleepers. So again, make sure that you have realistic expectations in terms of when they wake up in the morning. The other thing you need to have realistic expectations about is, if your kiddo has a genuine sleep problem, they're waking many times in the night, a toddler clock alone is not going to fix this for you. You're going to need more of a comprehensive strategy to probably increase their self-confidence and give them the skills they need to get themselves back to sleep. Or something's going to need to change in the environment or their routines. And if that's the case, then I hope you'll reach out to us so that we can help you get over that hump. Because all little kids can be sleeping well, and we can help you do that. Anyways, that's a little bit of a side note. But just have realistic expectations. You may need a sleep coach if they're waking up a ton. The next reason is you haven't implemented the healthy sleep foundations first. So when I say healthy sleep foundations, I mean all of those things that help set the stage for successful sleep. So that's things like having an appropriate bedtime, making sure they're not overtired or undertired, making sure they feel safe in their sleep space, making sure they have a good bedtime routine that transitions them into sleep, making sure that they're not drinking root beer floats right before they get in bed as they're watching their like 15th Paw Patrol video in a row. Those sorts of things. We want to have those healthy sleep foundations in place first, because if they are out of whack, then there is no point in using a toddler clock. So healthy sleep foundations first, then use a toddler clock. So sometimes people get that in the reverse order because, again, there's a lot of marketing around these toddler clocks, and many of them will lead you to believe that if you purchase this clock, it's going to solve all of your problems. It's not. It's a tool that can help, but healthy sleep foundations first, and then the toddler clock. Okay, so that's it. Those are the common pitfalls in toddler clock usage and why you might buy one of those okay to wait clocks and it just doesn't work for you. I hope that was helpful. And if you want to learn more about what a toddler clock is and how to implement it successfully, check out our other video in the link below. So now you know how to avoid the common pitfalls in toddler clocks. So I know that when you use it tonight, you are going to be totally consistent. You're going to have realistic expectations, and you're going to make sure that those healthy sleep foundations are in place. I hope that you all have sweet dreams, and be sure to click that subscribe button below so that you can stay in the know on all of our new sleep tips to make sure that you and your family are getting stellar sleep the low stress way. Sweet dreams.